My main aim was clear. I wanted to lose 5 kilograms. I gave myself 30 days to do this. There was a specific moment I realized a change was necessary. I remember feeling tired quite often, even after what I thought was a good night's sleep. Little tasks started to feel like big efforts. Walking up a flight of stairs left me more breathless than I liked. This was not how I wanted to feel. I knew my body was trying to tell me something important. It was telling me that I needed to pay more attention to it. My clothes also started to feel a bit too tight. This was another clear sign. It was uncomfortable, and it made me feel self-conscious. I did not like that feeling. I wanted to feel comfortable and confident in what I wore. It is not just about looking good. It is about feeling good from the inside out. When your clothes fit well, you tend to move more freely and feel more positive. This was a practical reason for my decision. I also thought about my overall well-being. I knew that carrying extra weight can affect mood. Sometimes I felt a bit sluggish, not just physically, but mentally too. I wanted to feel sharper and more alert. Good health is a combination of physical and mental fitness. They often go hand in hand. By improving my physical health, I hoped my mental clarity and mood would also improve. This holistic view was a big part of my motivation. So these feelings, the tiredness, the tight clothes, the desire for better overall well-being, they all came together. They pushed me to make a decision. It was time to stop just thinking about making changes. It was time to actually start making them. This realization was the real beginning of my journey. It was the point where I said, enough is enough, I will do something positive for myself starting now. And that felt empowering. The first big change I made was to my diet. I started to look very carefully at what I was eating each day. I did not want to starve myself. That is not healthy and does not work in the long run. Instead, I focused on choosing nutrient-dense foods. These are foods that give your body lots of good things like vitamins and minerals. I began to include more fresh vegetables in every meal. Things like spinach, broccoli, and colorful bell peppers became staples. I also made sure to eat enough protein. Protein helps you feel full for longer. This meant I was less likely to snack on unhealthy things between meals. Good sources of protein for me were chicken breast, fish, eggs, and lentils. I tried to have some protein with every meal. For breakfast, I might have eggs. For lunch, perhaps a salad with grilled chicken. And for dinner, fish with steamed vegetables. This kept my hunger at bay effectively. I significantly reduced my intake of processed foods. These are things like sugary snacks, crisps, and ready-made meals. They often contain a lot of hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, and salt. These can make you gain weight and feel sluggish. Swapping these for whole foods made a huge difference. Instead of a biscuit, I would have a piece of fruit. Instead of sugary drinks, I chose water or herbal tea. It took a little getting used to, but it was worth it. Learning about healthy fats was also important. Not all fats are bad. Some fats are good for you and essential for your body. I included things like avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil in my diet. These healthy fats also help you feel satisfied after eating. It was about finding a balance. Eating a variety of whole, unprocessed foods helped me feel more energetic. My body seemed to thank me for these changes quite quickly. Changing what I ate was important, but how much I ate was also a big part of my plan. This is called portion control. I started to use smaller plates. This is a simple trick, but it really works. A smaller plate full of food looks more satisfying than a large plate with the same amount of food. It helped my brain feel like I was eating a full meal. This prevented me from overfilling my plate and then overeating. I also paid more attention to my body's hunger signals. I tried to eat when I was truly hungry, and I aimed to stop eating when I was satisfied, not overly full. This took some practice. Sometimes we eat out of habit or because food is there. I learned to pause during my meal. I would ask myself if I was still hungry. This mindful approach helped me to eat less without feeling deprived. It's about listening to your body's needs. Drinking enough water was another key habit I focused on. Sometimes when we think we are hungry, we are actually just thirsty. I made sure to drink water regularly throughout the day. I aimed for about 8 glasses. I often had a glass of water before each meal. This helped me feel a bit fuller. It also helped my digestion and kept my energy levels up. Water is so simple yet so powerful for our health. I also became more aware of hidden calories in drinks. Fruit juices and sugary sodas can contain a lot of sugar and calories. These don't fill you up like food does. So I mostly stuck to water, herbal teas, and occasional black coffee. Reducing these liquid calories made a noticeable difference. It was an easy swap that supported my weight loss goal. Managing portions and staying hydrated were simple but very effective strategies for me. Section 5. Moving my body, fun ways to exercise. Diet is very important for weight loss, but exercise plays a crucial role too. It helps to burn calories. It also builds muscle, which can boost your metabolism. I knew I needed to get more active. The key for me was to find types of exercise that I actually enjoyed. If you don't like what you are doing, it is very hard to stick with it. So I explored a few different options to see what suited me best. I started with walking. Walking is a fantastic form of exercise. It is free, you can do it almost anywhere, and it is gentle on your joints. I aimed for a brisk walk for at least 30 minutes most days of the week. Sometimes I would walk in a local park. Other times I would just walk around my neighborhood. I listened to music or a podcast to make it more enjoyable. It was a great way to clear my head too. Then I decided to try something a bit more energetic. I found a local dance class. Dancing is a brilliant way to get your heart rate up and have fun at the same time. I was a bit nervous at first, but everyone was very friendly, and it did not feel like hard work because I was enjoying the music and the movement. Finding joy in exercise makes a huge difference. It becomes something you look forward to, not something you dread. I also incorporated some simple strength exercises at home. I did not need any fancy equipment. I used my own body weight for exercises like squats, lunges, and planks. These exercises help to build muscle. More muscle means your body burns more calories, even when you are resting. I started with just 10 to 15 minutes, a few times a week. It was about making exercise a regular part of my routine, not an occasional chore. Section 6. My workout plan, simple and regular movement. To make sure I was consistent, I created a simple weekly workout plan. It was not too demanding. This was important so I would not feel overwhelmed. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I focused on my brisk walking. I aimed for 30 to 45 minutes each time. Sometimes I would walk longer if I felt energetic. I often did this in the morning. It helped me start my day feeling positive and awake. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I did my home strength exercises. These sessions were short, about 20 minutes. I would do a few sets of squats, push-ups against a wall, lunges, and some core exercises like planks. I found videos online that showed how to do these exercises correctly. This helped prevent injuries. Building strength made me feel more capable and my posture improved too. It was satisfying to feel myself getting stronger each week. My fun activity, the dance class, was on Saturday mornings. This was a longer session, usually an hour. It was a great way to burn a lot of calories while really enjoying myself. It felt more like a social event than a workout. This made it easy to stay committed. Having a specific time and place for this activity helped me stick to it. It became a highlight of my week. Sunday was my rest day. Rest is just as important as exercise. It allows your body to recover and repair. On Sundays, I might do some gentle stretching or a very light, leisurely walk, but I made sure not to do anything too strenuous. This balance of activity and rest was key to my progress. It prevented me from getting too tired or injured. It made the whole process sustainable. Section 7. Better habits. The power of good sleep and calmness. Losing weight is not just about diet and exercise. Other lifestyle factors play a big role too. One of the most important ones for me was getting enough good quality sleep. When you are tired, your body often craves sugary, high-calorie foods. This is because it is looking for a quick energy boost. I noticed this in myself, so I made sleep a priority. I aimed for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. To improve my sleep, I created a relaxing bedtime routine. About an hour before bed, I would switch off screens like my phone and television. The blue light from these devices can interfere with sleep. Instead, I read a book or listened to calming music. I also made sure my bedroom was dark, quiet, and cool. These small changes helped me fall asleep more easily, and I woke up feeling more rested and less likely to make poor food choices. Managing stress was another important area I focused on. Stress can also lead to weight gain. When we are stressed, our bodies produce a hormone called cortisol. High levels of cortisol can increase appetite and cause the body to store more fat, especially around the belly. I found that exercise, especially my walks in nature, helped reduce my stress levels. It was a good way to clear my mind and release tension. I also practiced some simple mindfulness techniques. This involved taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on my breath. It helped me feel calmer and more centered. Even just 5 minutes of mindful breathing could make a difference. Reducing stress and getting enough sleep made a big positive impact. These habits supported my weight loss efforts. They also improved my overall sense of well-being and happiness. Section 8. Keeping going, how I stayed strong and motivated. There were definitely days when it felt tough. Sometimes my motivation would dip a little. On those days, I reminded myself why I started this journey. I thought about my goal of feeling healthier and more energetic. I kept a small journal where I wrote down my progress. Seeing how far I had come, even small achievements, was very encouraging. This helped me to stay focused on my long-term aims. One trick I used was to not be too hard on myself. If I had a day where I ate something I hadn't planned to, I didn't see it as a total failure. I just accepted it and got back on track with my next meal. Perfection is not realistic. It is about consistency over time, not being perfect every single moment. This mindset helped me avoid feeling guilty. It allowed me to continue without giving up. Finding a support system was also very helpful. I told a close friend about my goals. They were very encouraging. Just knowing someone was cheering me on made a difference. Sometimes, simply talking about any challenges I faced helped me to overcome them. If you can, share your journey with someone you trust. Or, you could join a group of people with similar goals. Support can be a powerful motivator. I also celebrated small victories along the way. When I lost my first kilogram, I acknowledged it. When I could walk for longer without feeling tired, I felt proud. These small wins kept my spirits high. It was not just about the final goal of 5 kilograms. It was about enjoying the process and appreciating the positive changes I was making. This positive reinforcement helped me to keep going, even when things felt a bit challenging. Section 9, Looking Back, My Healthy Success and Your Turn. After 30 days, I stepped on the scales. I had lost 5 kilograms. It was a fantastic feeling. But more important than the number was how I felt. I had so much more energy. My clothes fitted better. I felt lighter, both physically and mentally. This journey was about more than just weight loss. It was about adopting a healthier lifestyle that I could maintain, and I had succeeded in that. Looking back, the changes I made were not extreme. I focused on eating good, whole foods in sensible portions. I found ways to move my body that I enjoyed. I paid attention to my sleep and managed my stress levels. These were all small, manageable steps, but together, they made a big difference. It showed me that you do not need to follow fad diets or push yourself to exhaustion to achieve healthy weight loss. This journey has taught me a lot about my body and my own strength. I learned that I am capable of making positive changes. I learned the importance of consistency and patience. There were ups and downs, but I kept going. And now I feel so much better for it. The habits I have built are now part of my normal life. This is the key to long-term success. It is about creating a sustainable, healthy way of living. If you are thinking about starting your own healthy journey, my advice is to start small. Make 1 or 2 changes at a time. Be kind to yourself. Find activities you enjoy. Focus on how you feel, not just the numbers on the scale. Remember why you want to make a change. And most importantly, believe in yourself. You have the power to improve your health and well-being. Your healthy success story is waiting to be written.